Today's lesson is called Fire Safety Do's and Don'ts. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're talking about what you should do or what you shouldn't do in case of a fire. Do's and don'ts of fire safety. So last time we talked about the possibility that you could be involved with a fire. And so we had some advice here. We talked about what you should do if you're in an apartment building. Maybe you shouldn't leave the building. Maybe you should just stay put. And then if you want to escape a house fire, you might want to close the door behind you so that the lack of oxygen will choke the fire out.
Yeah, we got pretty specific on day one, or part one of our lesson, I should say. Yes, if there's a fire, you should probably try to escape. But that only goes for a house or a fire that is in your apartment or next to your apartment. In some situations, let's say you're in a big high-rise apartment, you need not flee immediately. If the fire isn't nearby, stay put and maybe just keep yourself safe from any smoke or anything like that. But yes, if you are in a house, make sure to get out of there as soon as possible and to stay safe while you are doing that. Okay, so that's what we talked about on day one of our lesson on fire safety do's and don'ts. And on today's lesson, we're going to give you a couple more pointers, I should say, on what to do if a fire breaks out. Yes, this is day two of our lesson on fire safety do's and don'ts. And yes, remember, do these do's, but don't do these don'ts. All right? So, folks, that's enough talking for now. Let's go ahead and take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be learning some more about fire safety.
In case of fire, be prepared. To give yourself the best chance of escaping a fire, preparation is key. Ensure that your home has smoke alarms installed and that they're functioning properly. These will alert you to fire quickly, giving you more time to get out safely. Keep a fire extinguisher at home and know how to use it. If the fire is small and contained, you can fight it yourself. Most importantly, create and practice a fire escape plan with your family. If you live in an apartment building, find out the location of every fire exit.
大家好，第一部分我们看到的单字 ensure 这个字是动词，指确保、保证。例如 Brenda studied hard to ensure she was accepted to the college of her choice. Brenda 用功念书，确保能进入她选的大学就读。或者说 Alice ensured that she would be at the front of the line by arriving early. Alice 保证她会早到，好排在前面。接着我们看到一个动词 alert， 又是警觉，向点点点发出警报的意思。用法为 alert somebody to 加名词，像是 The cat was alerted to dinner by the sound of its master opening a tuna can. 那只猫听到主人开鲔鱼罐头的声音，意识到要吃晚餐了。而 alert 除了也可以当动词用外，可以做名词与形容词。首先 alert 当名词时指警戒、警报。我们可以说 The government gave out an alert that a storm was approaching. 政府发出警报，通知一个暴风正在接近。另外 alert 当形容词时可以用来形容警觉的、留神的。所以可以说 You should be more alert to your children's needs and wishes. 你应该更加留意你的孩子的需求与愿望。
Okay, so like they say in the Boy Scouts, always be prepared. So in case of fire, be prepared. Know what you're supposed to do and have everything ready. They also say this about other disasters like typhoons and earthquakes. So this first paragraph begins by saying, to give yourself the best chance of escaping a fire, preparation is key. It's vital. It's very important. Preparation, or to be prepared, be ready.
Yeah, in case of fire, be prepared. Preparation is key. Yes, ensure that your home has smoke alarms installed and that they're functioning properly, i.e., make sure that you have smoke alarms and also make sure that they are in working order. There is nothing more useless than a smoke alarm that does not detect smoke, okay? If your smoke alarm is broken, if you haven't replaced the battery or something like that, it's not going to work, and then your smoke alarms are going to be useless. So yes, do install smoke alarms, but also make sure that they're functioning properly. Check them every once in a while. Now, before we move on, let's talk about the verb install. To install something is to put something like a machine or something like that or a device in place so that it can work, function, operate, so on and so forth. So yes, install smoke alarms. Put them in your house and then make sure that they function properly. Make sure they are in working order. For instance, you could say, if you don't install an antivirus program on your laptop, you'll be sorry.
Or especially in the hot summer in Taiwan, you want to make sure that you have your air conditioner installed properly. Otherwise, you're going to cook like a piece of meat in an oven. So yes, make sure that your smoke alarms are set up or installed properly and make sure that they're working. Now, these will alert you to fire quickly, giving you more time to get out safely. So here we've got the word alert as a verb, which basically just means to warn you. They'll warn you, they'll alert you, they'll bring this to your attention. Hey, there's a fire in your apartment. You've got to get out of there and get out of there safely without getting burned or without inhaling too much smoke. And also make sure that your children and your grandparents get out too.
There you go. By the way, if something alerts you, okay, it tells you that something is going on, but it does so usually non-verbally. Yeah, your smoke alarm isn't going to say, get out, I detect smoke, you are in danger. No. The smoke alarm here is going to emit a shrill cry, a wail, and that will alert you and let you know non-verbally, just through this noise or through this sound, that something bad is happening. Yes, there's smoke, there's fire, so you should get out, and the smoke alarm is going to alert you of this by way of a very loud and noisy sound. Yes, these things, these smoke alarms, will alert you to fire quickly, and this will give you more time to get out safely, okay? To get out safely or in a safe manner. Now, keep a fire extinguisher at home and know how to use it. If the fire is small and contained, you can fight it yourself. And if you don't know how to use a fire extinguisher, don't try to find out while a fire is raging within your home. That'll take too much time and you'll be putting yourself in danger.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have a fire extinguisher in their home. But of course, that is a special device. It's usually red, like a cylinder with sort of a black spout at the top. So yes, you need to get a fire extinguisher and make sure that it works to make sure you know how to use it. If the fire is small and contained, which means it's in a small area and you can control it. But if it's out of your control, get the heck out of there and call the fire brigade or the fire department. Okay, so most importantly, create and practice a fire escape plan with your family. Okay, so maybe you think this is something that happens to other people and it's not going to happen to you, but you never know. Just in case, have a practice plan in place and then rehearse this with your family. What do we do if we have a fire? Where should we go? And after we get out of the house, where should we meet?
Now, my family and I did not have one of these plans until recently. And what's really interesting is that neither my wife nor myself came up with this plan. One day, our 4-year-old daughter came home from school and she told us, hey, we've got to do this. We've got to set up, create, and then also practice our fire escape plan. That's what she said to us. And then out of her backpack, she brought out a drawing that she had done of our apartment, the floor plan there, and she told us the best way to get out of our place. She is actually responsible for creating our fire escape plan. And yes, she forces us to practice it on a normal or regular basis. Our daughter is kind of awesome. Anyways, yes, most importantly, make sure you have a fire escape plan. And if you live in an apartment building, find out the location of every fire exit. Yes, if you live in that apartment building, know where you need to go to get out of that building in case of a fire. Now, here we have the word location. A location is where something is. It's where something is located. Yeah, a location is a place. It's usually a place with a well-defined position, but very simply, here a location is just where something is located. For instance, you could say, this is an ideal location for a restaurant.
Right, or some chain stores have locations all over the island. You can find a store anywhere. Okay, so yes, find out where the fire exits are, find out their location. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson for today. Let's now talk about how you should stop fires from happening in the first place.
Stop fires from happening in the first place. Of course, prevention is just as important as preparation. Be sure to keep anything that could catch fire away from your stove and never leave cooking unattended. Though it might not seem like a big deal to step away from your stove briefly, it's better to be safe than sorry. Candles and space heaters are also common household fire hazards and should be kept a safe distance away from flammable items.
第二部分，我们看到一个单字 prevention， 这个字是名词，指预防、阻止。举例来说 ，People from our neighborhood had a meeting to talk about crime prevention。住在邻近地区的人开会讨论预防犯罪的问题。另外，去除 prevention 字尾的 ion， 可以成为它的动词 prevent。我们可以说，The gate prevented my dog from entering the kitchen and stealing food. 那个栅栏防止我的狗进入厨房偷食物。接着我们看到一个名词 hazard， 指危险、危害。例如 The large rock in the road was a traffic hazard that needed to be removed. 路中间的巨石会对交通安全造成危险，应该赶快移除。再来，我们看到一个单字 flammable， 这个字是形容词，指易燃的、可燃的。举例来说 ，Be careful, this mixture is highly flammable. 小心，这种混合物极为易燃。
Okay, before the break, we talked about preparation. Yes, be prepared. Next, let's talk about prevention. Fire prevention. Next, we're going to talk about how we should stop fires from happening in the first place. Yes, first we talked about preparation. Now we're talking about prevention. So yes, prevent fires or stop fires from happening in the first place. Now here we have the phrase in the first place. This just means in the beginning, okay? Stop these fires before they even start. That's the idea. For instance, you could say, you want to leave now and you're blaming this on me? I never wanted to come here in the first place.
You might hear that a lot from your partners or your friends, so make sure everybody agrees on where to go. But yeah, you want to stop fires from happening before they actually happen. Okay, so of course prevention is just as important as preparation. Prevention is better than cure. So be sure to keep anything that could catch fire away from your stove and never leave cooking unattended. So yeah, your stove of course is where you cook your food and there's going to be an open flame there. So indeed, keep pieces of paper away from there or pieces of plastic or anything that is flammable or anything that can catch fire. Keep those things away from your stove. And never go off to answer the door or check the messages on your smartphone. Always keep an eye when you're cooking. Keep an eye on that stove so that a fire can't start. Don't leave the stove unattended. Unattended means no one's there to keep an eye on that thing.
There you go. Now, though it might not seem like a big deal to step away from your stove briefly, it's better to be safe than sorry, i.e., it's better to be overly careful than it is to be even a little bit careless, so why risk it, okay? Don't step away from the stove at all. Don't even do so briefly. Sure, nothing will probably happen in your brief absence, but it's better safe than sorry. Yeah, be cautious. Be overly careful. Be super conservative, okay? It's better to be these things than it is to be even slightly careless, hazardous, or it's better to do these things than to take that minor, minuscule risk.
That's right. It's better to be safe than sorry. And candles and space heaters are also common household fire hazards and should be kept a safe distance away from flammable items. Now, I mentioned the word flammable just a few seconds ago, but again, it just means something can burn, something can catch fire. Paper is flammable, okay? So, yes, indeed. Those candles can be dangerous. Wax can burn, of course, as you know. And space heaters, which are very common in the winter, could actually start a fire. They've got those open little heating elements in there. If something flammable touches those elements, it could start a fire. And, of course, space heaters are household appliances, so they could cause household fires, and they are household fire hazards. Household means something that's in the house. A hazard means something that is dangerous.
There you go. Here, you can also have a household name, by the way. Okay, a household name is a name that everybody knows. Like very often, A-list movie stars like Tom Cruise are household names. Everybody knows who these people are, but that's not the case here. Very simply, this word, household, describes things that can be commonly found around the house. Okay, that's all there is to it. And one other thing, a household is sometimes used to refer to a family as a unit, when you want to count that family unit as one thing. So a household is kind of like a family taken together, or it's the people who live in a home or some place counted together as one single unit. All right, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up our article on fire safety.
The thought of a fire breaking out in your home is scary, but it's important to be prepared just in case. Learning about fire safety could be a literal lifesaver.
第三部分我们看到形容词 literal， 课文中指确实的、完成的。像是 The flood left a literal mountain of mud in its wake. 洪水在它的路径下确实留下一大片泥浆。而 literal 除了上面的意思外，还可以指按照字面的、逐字的。我们可以说 If one only understands the literal meaning of the story, you miss the author's main message. 如果只理解故事字面意思，就错失了作者的主要讯息。最后我们看到一个单字 lifesaver， 这个字是名词，用来指救命之物、救星。我们可以说 Thank you for being a lifesaver by loaning me money for lunch today. 谢谢你今天中午当救星借我钱买午餐。
Okay, let's now talk about the final paragraph of our lesson for today. So far, we're talking about being prepared for a fire and don't let fires start in the first place. So the thought of a fire breaking out in your home is scary, but it's important to be prepared just in case. It's better to be safe than sorry. Maybe you don't have time for this. Maybe you're so busy with work and helping your kids with their homework and taking your grandmother to the hospital and stuff like that. But still, you've got to make preparations, because if a fire starts, if it breaks out in your house, hey, the thought of that would be very scary. It would be terrifying. How could you imagine? People could die and all your old family photographs might go up in flames. So, of course, you need to be prepared just in case that might happen someday.
Yeah, learning about fire safety could be a literal lifesaver. Yes, this could actually save your life. I'm not exaggerating here at all, okay? Yes, if you're being literal, by the way, you're saying something directly, okay? You're going by the actual definition of that word, and you are not exaggerating one bit. So, yes, learning about fire safety, it could save your life. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. Learning about fire safety could be a literal lifesaver.
A lifesaver is something that saves your life. Oftentimes we use this to refer to things that help us out in life. Gee, I really needed $100 there to help pay my phone bill, and you lent that money to me. You're a real lifesaver. But, I wasn't going to die because I couldn't pay my phone bill, but still, I'm going to call you a lifesaver because you really helped me out of a jam. So this is actually literally a lifesaver. It will actually save your life. It will stop you from dying. It will stop other people from being really, really sad when they hear that you died in a fire and that fire could have been prevented.
Yeah, no joke. This can literally save your life. It could be said to be a literal lifesaver. Anyways, folks, with that, our lesson is now in the books, and it's time for you guys to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分提供的这个火灾安全知识是 In case of fire, be prepared。 假如发生火灾，请做好准备。那这边用到一个片语叫 in case of， 它表示万一怎么样的话，要是怎么样怎么样，它的后面是要接名词或动名词。像我们可能会听到 in case of fire, do not use the elevator。 万一有火灾的时候，请勿使用电梯。好，那这边要补充一下，我们可能会有看过 in case of 跟 in the case of 这两个片语意思是不一样的哦。刚刚说 in case of 是万一怎么样的话，可是 in the case of 是表达以什么什么来说，在什么什么的例子当中。那这个片语后面可以接人或是接事物来表达说，以某人或某事物来说，在某人或某事物的情况来看怎么样怎么样。那我们来看例句会比较清楚。Berries are good for your health. In the case of blueberries, they can help lower blood pressure. 莓果对健康有益。以蓝莓为例，以蓝莓的状况来说，它可以帮助降低血压。好，那我们顺便补充另外一个片语，它的意思跟 in case of 蛮相近的。这个片语是 in the event of， 它表示如果发生什么什么，万一怎么样的话。像 in the event of something 就表示如果某事情发生的话，万一某个情况发生的时候，怎么样怎么样。那我们可能有时候会看到 in the event of an emergency 就表示万一有紧急情况发生时。好，那来造个例句。The show will be held indoors in the event of rain。 要是下雨的话，表演将会在室内举行。好，那么 in the event 后面还可以接 that 子句来表达假使怎么样，如果怎么样，像是 in the event that you have any further questions, please contact us。 如果您有进一步的问题需要讨论，请与我们联系。好，那我们接着读到课文倒数第二句，他说 The thought of a fire breaking out in your home is scary.But it's important to be prepared just in case. 想到家里发生火灾虽然可怕，但是做好准备以防万一是很重要的。好，这边又出现另外一个用语跟 case 有关，叫做 just in case。 它是用来表达以防万一，以备不时之需。Just in case 的其中这个 just 可以省略。好，那么这个片语呢，你可以单独使用，也可以在后面呢接上子句。我们来看两个例句。第一个是 Bring an umbrella just in case it rains， 或是 Bring an umbrella in case it rains， 带把伞以防下雨。好，再看一个例句哦。I'll bring my credit card just in case。我会把信用卡带着，以防万一。好，以上是今天的重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Ensure. We must ensure that a similar problem never occurs again. Install. The store will be closed for the day while workers install new lighting. Alert. The Central Weather Bureau alerted the public to the flash flooding. Location. I don't know the location of the nearest post office, but I can easily check online. Prevention. The mayor has announced a plan to improve crime prevention efforts. Household. Macy and Damien divide the household chores as equally as possible. Hazard. Lead paint is a known health hazard, especially for small children. Literal. The show started with a literal bang. The very first scene opened with an explosion.
Discussion Starter starts now!
Hey everyone, now it's time for our discussion starter. Roger, which of these fire safety tips did you find most surprising?
Well, I wasn't expecting to be told to stay put if there's a fire in my building because my first instinct is to get the heck out of that building. Who wants to stay in a building where there is a fire? But I guess that's good advice. There might be smoke in the stairwell, and it's probably better to just stay where you are until the firefighters arrive.
If you're in a house, I always thought that you should get out of that house right away and to do nothing else. But closing the door behind you, let's say, as you're leaving rooms in a house, that actually kind of surprised me. So as you're leaving the house there, as it's in flames or being engulfed in flames, you should close these doors behind you because that could help you to snuff out the fire or to choke it out. Yeah, that was a surprising thing to do that this article suggested to me. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.